welcome back to the Hempthorne Media Podcast. My guest today is Josh Fowler of the band Color Code. If you want to jump straight into the episode, click the time. There you go. Josh is the frontman, vocalist, lyricist, all-around good dude of the band Color Code. He keeps his band pushing forward while still keeping things relaxed and fun, which I think is a good recipe for success. I really enjoyed our talk and really enjoyed the drink he requested, which was a right up the middle rum and coke, but he had a couple of twists to it that made it amazing. If you want to learn how to make it and enjoy what we were having, here's the recipe. First, take your Collins glass, like this one. Go ahead and fill that up with ice. Next, use your secret ingredient, which today is the Kraken, a beautiful black spiced rum. Go ahead and pour yourself 2 ounces of the Kraken rum. After that, find yourself some authentic Mexican Coke. It is well worth it. Find yourself some. You will not be disappointed. Give it a light stir, maybe a little tap. Then, add in some more ice. Add a little more Coke, and then garnish with the lime. Very simple. The rum and Coke. Enjoy. I will forget.
Yeah.
On that note, dude.
Cheers.
Cheers. Come on.
First time with the Kraken?
First time with the Kraken. Kraken rum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not a rum and Coke guy.
Really?
That is good.
I think it's great.
It's bad that I say the cocktail's good because I make it. So every time I'm like, that's so good.
Oh, that's good.
It's like I'm complimenting myself, but that is good.
Luckily, you lucked yourself into making rum and coke this time, so.
Yeah, a little simpler than the Moscow Mule.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But that is good. We did 2 things though. We got the Kraken.
Yes.
Was it like black spiced rum?
Yes.
Which is a little fancy.
A little fancy dancy.
And then with the Coke, what did we do with the Coke?
Well, you went and got you went to a little Spanish store and got like the imported like Coke.
The
like
real deal glass bottle.
It's so good.
Coke that's made with, I think, just like real sugar.
Real sugar and way less like.
This doesn't taste
stuff.
as poisonous.
No, it doesn't. No.
So you have the rum and Coke, and then there's a similar drink called Cuba Libre.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Yes. Which I think is actual lime juice in it. Like you squeeze, like a Moscow Mule, like you squeeze the lime juice. So I think this is just a rum and Coke with a sexy garnish.
With a sexy garnish. You squeeze a little lime in there.
But it's good. I'm glad this is your, if you go out, is this your go-to?
Yeah, when I turned 21, I was just like trying to find drinks. I was like, I'm not like a huge beer guy. Like I found a few that I like, but yeah, I had like a rum and Coke and I was like, oh, okay, like I can do the spiced rum all day and then with the lime.
It's good. Mm-hmm. It's my wife's preferred drink. When she first turned, that's why I married her. She ordered a rum and Coke, and I was like, I love you.
That's the one. Yeah. Well, don't fall in love with me, Michael.
No promises, man. So I never drink them, but this is quite.
I think they're really good
because I like soda by itself. So when I mix alcohol with soda, it throws me.
Yeah.
But
when you get
this doesn't.
Like when I get like a non-carbonated mixed drink, it's like this. I'm like it feels like it needs to be bubbly.
I don't know if it's the Coke or the Kraken or the combination of the two.
It's all working together. It's just all working together to make just a great.
But it's very good.
A great drink.
We finished your documentary.
We did.
It's a wrap.
It's finally done.
It's done.
We made it happen. Came all the way to St. Louis.
Yeah, thanks for making the trip up from Kansas City to come up and. We had your interview and Corbin's interview in the can, and then since then you got a new drummer, and Jacob's not sick.
Jacob's not sick this time.
So as I'm editing your documentary, I was like, man, if you can indulge me, please let's get their interviews, and I'm glad we did. Like, they did great. Kay is a gem. She interviews. She was like, she could run for president.
She could run for president.
She was very well spoken.
We could probably. I'll talk to her about that. It's probably just as good as any of our current options. So
yeah, that's right. We got a new president today. This is inauguration day.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Is the podcast started?
The podcast has started.
Oh, Lord.
Like we were talking about earlier. I think it's gonna start after the cheers.
Yes,
that's gonna be the thing.
Beautiful. We got the cheers done real early. We just got sat right down and just
we
already.
we're rolling it, you
We're
know.
rolling.
Hey, this is my second podcast like ever. So
My first. So
it's
don't
your
worry.
first.
Yeah.
Oh man, what
First
a loser.
First time anyone has ever been like, we want to like sit down and talk to Josh. It's like, what?
No, for sure.
Honored.
I wish I could have the whole band on, but if not, it's lead singer
Yeah.
privilege. So
Yeah. Eventually it'll be another table and a couple more mics and
maybe like the whole like Joe Rogan like
Right.
four people. It's like off brand.
it's like,
Yeah.
pull
I don't
that up,
know.
Jamie. Like,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, eventually it'd be cool to
Yeah.
have like a full band on there and have like 4 microphones, but
Mhm.
for now, 2.
yes.
we're gonna start small, you know.
Exactly.
Like I don't know what this eventually is gonna grow to be, but for now, I'm like I just want to start.
Yeah.
I own camera gear and I'm in my 30s. By law, I have to have a podcast.
I did. Yeah, right. Everyone else has one. Like, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more or less the idea. And on that note, like, I think what the podcast will be about is like people trying to have a full-time career as a creative or already having a full-time career as creatives or people making records and working a 9-to-5, all that stuff. So you're right up the middle.
Yeah.
You guys
Just
are
trying my best.
you're crushing it, man.
Thank you.
How's the EP coming along? Is it finished? Is it in the bag?
Yeah, it's finished. We had a little more content to film, so we came and did that. And we're kind of getting ready to just figure out like the right date and time. And just a few other, like loose ends. Like you need to get T-shirts and all those things.
All this stuff.
Get show ready. You don't want to plan something and then not have the next thing ready to go. So it's kind of like a 2-step process in that way. It's like, okay, we play the show and then what? It's like you gotta kind of have you gotta have the next thing. It's like, well, we can't just not do anything for like 3 months. So like, what's next?
What's the next step? How many songs is the EP?
It is 5.
And they're all done.
They're all done.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's finished,
Everything-
man.
Yeah, it's finished. It's the album art's finished. Like it's all.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the album art.
It's actually just the single art on Spotify currently.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, we and all the song names are actually just like there. So if you just want a sneak peek on the track list, you can go. You
Wait,
can
so
go get one.
is the EP out?
No, it's just like we got no. We had a really good idea for like the album art. I was like, oh, I like it when like you can get like the song names. Like,
Yeah,
on the
okay, I
album
gotcha.
art, since we're not like probably doing physical CDs, and I got like the back, and then like single art, we just were like, oh, let's that'll be the single art, and then it was on there. I was like, oh yeah, all the track names are on there, but no one's mentioned it to me, so I'm not sure.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But that you brought up an interesting point. There's not going to be any physical CDs.
I don't think. I mean, if you want a CD, I'll burn you one.
Well,
I don't mind doing that.
I've always made CDs for my bands, even the one we released like 2 or 3 years ago. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's just the last
but the current car,
Yeah.
they don't have CD players.
I was gonna say it's like the last.
It's done.
That's what happened. I had like a 2002 Chevy Impala for like a long time.
I grew up with a Chevy Impala.
Right,
2004. What are you, poor?
Yeah. So so it had a CD player in there, and that's fine. But it just seems like almost you were saying, like 2 or 3 years. It almost seems like it just happened where like CDs are like maybe like out. I don't know, like I don't know when they stopped putting CD players in. I mean, I'm probably people are probably like, no, they're not.
Well, I think the last breath was when it's not in your car anymore. Like I think so too. A 2018 Nissan Altima.
Yeah,
and that still had a CD player.
Okay, that's
Like,
crazy.
all right,
So,
cool.
yeah.
That still had. I'm like, CDs are still a thing. We're cool. And then I got a 2021 Nissan Rogue.
Right.
No CD player.
And then like you're not able
And
to
then
like,
you're done.
and you can't really like buying CDs. It's like if you're gonna just use it inside, might as well have like a record player, like a vinyl.
It sucks, man. Like I remember distinctly. I think it was 2019. I bought Blink-182's 9.
Yeah.
And I left the store, and I just had this feeling. I go, I think this will be the last time. Yeah. Not like personally, but I feel like this will be. I just had a feeling this is it.
Yeah, I don't even, because I used to get like, my mom was always good about getting me like CDs as gifts and stuff, and like when I was like really young, I had like the I don't know, not a Walkman, whatever it is. Like
The
it plays
the Discman.
Yeah, they just sat on. Yeah, I sit in the car with it and have these like
the headphones.
Yeah,
on.
and it's like.
Well, that was the best, man. It's like
it seems like things like progressed like so exponentially in terms of like sound, like just like that just seems like so inconvenient almost compared to and like everyone has like AirPods. It's just weird because it didn't seem like it was like that long ago, you know.
it wasn't that long ago, and
Even like 2012, I feel like you could catch people with like weird like stuff from like the early 2000s, like.
I feel like we had the best era because it's like we grew up with CDs and iPods.
And the little and your toothbrush saying to you like, "Come on."
What?
you don't wait, no, because you weren't no, you didn't have the toothbrush that played the songs. Are you kidding me?
I grew up in the '90s, so I had lollipops that played songs.
Okay, so what you're right? So like you already don't look at me crazy. You know the deal. And then they had what was the ones that had the chips in them?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They used to have like
like
fun with
Britney Spears
and like NSYNC. They used to it used to be like more of like a fun. Like now, like I don't know.
It's
I don't know that it's like worse or better now, but it's just interesting.
It's
like
arguably better now having like Spotify and you have like all the music
for the consumer. Yeah,
for the consumer. We sound so official. For the consumer.
Well, for me listening to my friends. Yeah,
it's like music to me feels less important.
Right.
Like growing up, I would have every year on my Christmas list.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a CD.
Yeah, my mom was like, "It's Christmas. This is
you would get a CD."
Yeah.
And that was like your CD for like winter break, and
yeah, you read all the lyrics from the booklet. Like,
you appreciated it. Like when I bought a CD, you know, when you first get your license, at like that 16, let's say to 21 time period, that when you bought a CD, like could cost $20.
Dude, yeah.
At the time. Which is a lot of money.
$18.99 back in 2000.
You wouldn't just like have it for a day.
Yeah,
that was your music for like a month or 2 or 3.
Especially if you had like one, you didn't have like you didn't have like a 6 CD changer. Like you just had the one CD.
Just the one.
Yeah, it's like
you had the jewel case, and it's like I have my little vinyl collection over there, and like all I'm doing with the vinyl is trying to buy like the records I had on CD.
It's crazy
because they meant something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's the CD I had when that person broke up with me, or that was a first date, or this like it was like chapters of your life, man.
Yeah, instead of trying to go get a new Nissan.
Yeah, exactly. And then like the whole like mix CD thing too. Like,
oh my god,
that was the best.
Stop. That was what like I remember when like I was a kid, like being babysat. Like the babysitter like showed us how to like burn CD. Like she showed us how to like burn CDs
illegally.
She's like, he's like, what songs do you like? And I was like, oh my god, we have all these songs. She's like, yeah, we'll put it on CDs. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna do that. I think for the rest of my life. I don't think I need to do anything else but just burn Linkin Park onto like 6 different CDs.
It was so fun, and you had like LimeWire or Kaza back in the day.
I only laughed because I was so bad. The Pirates Bay.
Oh, so bad.
I was so bad with it that we got like a cease and desist letter from AT&T.
Nice.
Mom, if you end up listening to this, that's why we got that.
My bad. I was just trying to.
She was like, "Why is AT&T emailing us, threatening to like that we have to stop?" And I was like, "Probably like 10,000 songs."
It was better, like
shows and stuff.
I remember being a sophomore in high school, and like Sum 41's Underclass Hero came out, and like one kid in homeroom like bought it, like he owns it. But then we would all have
we're all best friends. Yeah, it's like now we're all best friends.
He like, I'll burn you a copy, and it was a big deal. And you would have like I would still have that CD.
It's like having like the good snack cakes at lunch, but for like high schoolers.
100%.
Like when you're in elementary school and you have like the ho-hos and everyone's like, "Hey."
Yes.
It's like, I'll be your friend now. You got that new Sum 41. I don't have $17, so that's perfect. I'm glad you did.
100%. Or if like I don't know, like if a girl gives you a mix CD, or or if you give a girl a mix CD.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, I made a girl a mix CD.
And you're like, listen to track 2.
And this is on. Yeah, it's like this is physically in. Yeah, it's like I'm not like sending you like a playlist on Spotify. It's like no,
I miss it.
More effort.
I
curated this. Spotify's algorithm didn't help me find these songs.
It was just cool to have like a body of work from an artist, and not to sound preachy, but you would have like 45 minutes that you would just from track 1 to track 11. God forbid they put like a bonus track on there,
right?
Which you cherished, and you listen to it over and over and over. And now you have Spotify, so it's all like fragmented.
And like a lot of stuff. I don't know. there's something to like making an album with like interludes and stuff too. You know what I mean? Like for like making it like this is an album rather than like these are like all songs that like go together that we could like single out and.
Well, like that's 100%, and that's how I met some of my best friends. Is you would talk about a record, or it would come up, and like you know that record. We're best friends now.
Yes.
And I don't feel, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like people today or kids today in high school are having like
well, I like remember the.
Do kids like music nowadays?
I remember hearing about like you just remember like hearing about how crazy like the local music scenes used to be. You know what I mean, and how many people would be there and things like that. And I feel like it's like maybe like kind of that same thing where it's like that like passion to like be a part of it like. Not like diminishes, but it's on such a bigger scale. Like getting a song viral on TikTok maybe does like the same thing for like people that feel like they're like in a community with each other, even though they're like not together. You know what I mean? As like 300 like people just like hearing like a song at like a live show,
right?
And like I don't feel like, and I feel like maybe. Like not coincidentally, I don't know like what the link is, but it seems like all like the live shows like mixed with the CDs and the media changing and everything is kind of like it's not like it's like distant, but it's like definitely like you said, it's not like I remember like when Common Courtesy by like A Day to Remember came out, it was like nobody listened to that until we get into like Alex's car. And like we all listened to it together. Like he's got subs, like we're gonna listen to it in his car. And like,
it was a moment.
Yeah, exactly. And like that just doesn't seem to like I can't imagine that happening for like a Taylor Swift album like now. Not because like they don't feel like the same way, but just because everything's just so interconnected. There's no like locality to anything.
Yeah, that's a great record, by the way. Common Courtesy.
Shout out. Yeah. Day to Remember.
When we were,
dude.
Dan Kearns and I, when we were recording like our first, our first EP, when we were doing our first EP, for whatever reason, that was the record, as I was talking about earlier, that was like in the car.
Yes.
That we just played 12 times over and over again, and that's what I miss about it.
And
it's
like Varials, like The New Damnation was like that for me too. Like it was in the CD player. You like just weren't taking it out.
Yeah.
And then like knowing like now it's like I remember. Oh, have you heard track 7? Have you heard track 2?
That's just it too. I would memorize tracks.
Yeah.
Like if you mention a record, like
you'd be like, dude, it's like 6 through 8. Like that's the record.
That's the record.
Yeah, like that's the record.
I have a theory that track 6, maybe you feel differently. Track 6 is usually like always like the best B-side.
Yeah.
I love track 6. And track 3 is usually like the single.
Right.
Or track 1.
Track 1's usually lit.
Yeah, it's like track 1 or 3 is like the single, but track 6, man, track 6 slaps.
Usually like also like it's like we're transitioning to the back of the record. Like do we have like a full body of work here?
Yes.
Like yes, we do.
Yeah.
Like, track like I'm like the back end of this album's insane. Like
100%. This would be the soundbite clip. It's like if you're watching this and you have your favorite record, listen to track 6 and tell me if it rips.
Let's see.
Because I bet it does.
Track 6.
Yeah. What's your favorite record? And can you name track 6?
Dude, my favorite record.
What's your favorite record?
I'm gonna do this, and then so you're gonna do this to me, and I'm gonna be in the car later.
You're
cool.
You're
Columbia.
Cool.
I'm like, I have to turn around. It's not my favorite record.
What first comes to mind?
The first comes to mind
it's fluid.
is
I get it.
Rooms of the House by Law Dispute comes to mind. That album is so sick.
Awesome.
I'm not like they're a really good band, and like they're like kind of intense. Like their earlier stuff's like really intense. That came out in like 2015. What is track
I'm not
6?
familiar. I gotta check them out.
Track 6.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Oh
I gave like a math question.
I should know.
That was rude.
No,
of
you
me.
asked me my favorite record, and this.
I was like, I did the whole thing. Like, prove it.
You know what? I found it on Spotify, and I never had the CD or anything, and I don't know what track 6 is. So it all adds up.
It must be a good record then.
Oh, it's so good. Rooms of the House. It's like because their other records are like, it's more like spoken word kind of stuff. It's like post-hardcore, like spoken word. Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
You know, it's funny.
Yeah. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 35. That song's insane. Definitely.
Is that track 6?
That's track 6.
There you go.
One of my favorite songs on the record. It's in between 2 singles.
Track 6 rips.
Yes, track 6 rips.
I was just saying, I heard your band upstairs after I did the first podcast, and I was editing it. I noticed that my family was very. You could hear them upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, next time I do a podcast, I gotta kick them out.
Right.
So tonight I kicked them out. They're out of the house. But now we got your band upstairs.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh my god, your wife's gonna be like, oh, so there wasn't a lot of noise. Like we left you like, actually 3 more people were up
I
there.
kicked out my 3 kids for 3 grown adults.
Yeah, and they make louder noises somehow.
Super cool, man.
That's fun.
We did the interviews today. I interviewed your drummer Kay and Jacob, and dude, just like the questions I asked and like the answers that they gave back, like you have maybe the nicest band
Whatever.
ever. Well, it's just like
no, I thank you.
they're just like you guys like when I ask questions about like what do you think about Josh or what do you think about Corbin or you know just
that's what Kay was saying. She's like, oh, I just went up there and basically like just like gloated about you guys for like 5 minutes. I was like, what? No, like don't do that.
And I did of course like kind of push for it, like
Right.
you know like talk nice about it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it came across very authentic and
yeah.
100%. Like I think it's not to blow smoke, but I think it's a very maybe rare is the wrong word, but it just felt like a very you guys have something special and real.
I don't want
it's cool,
and I don't want to like be like, oh, everything like it's all so great, this and that. But it really is like Corbin and I like have this like we started like writing these songs and like. We got Jacob and Kay in, and they just like really, like I mean they like obviously agree and like what we're doing, but they really like trust Corbin and I, and like we're all like there's no ego or anything. Like it's like, and a lot of that I think is just like comes down to the songwriting at the end of the day, like, just being able to like write the songs and like have fun and like actually like enjoy it. Like we like have fun. Like it's like that's and like you said, like I don't know if it's like rare, but there's this like okay, like Jacob's like really good at guitar, so like we have to like Jacob like is integral to what we're doing, and like we're willing to put up with like whatever this or that from like a business standpoint. It's like there's none of that. It's like I love Jacob, I love Kay, I love Corbin, and like we all like love each other and just like want to have fun and like. And I think also it's just like kind of not like betting on yourself, but like in a way it's like like we think the songs are good, like naturally, like you should always think the songs you write are good. By the way, don't be afraid to be like, oh, I love this song, like you wrote it. Like that's the point. Like we write like what we're trying to hear, and it's like if we're right and other people want to hear it, like that's great. But there's no like frustration of oh I didn't like we wrote like a song about like. Every night's Friday night to like try to get people's attention, and it's like not only did it not work, but we hate this song. It's like we really like the songs that we're writing, and like it makes it way more fun to to perform them and like work on them, and we just like no, and like you and Kevin like make it easier too, like for real. Like it's like we know
Kevin's great.
Oh my god, Kevin's great. Kevin is so good.
We gushed about him on his podcast. We'll do it on this one too.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, literally
he's a good dude.
It's like just because of the mutual network, like the first 6 episodes are gonna be like, isn't Kevin the best? Like
pretty much
Kevin the best. No, but like being able to like be proud of we're always proud of it, but being able to like regardless of if it like someone thinks it's good or bad, like it definitely looks and sounds like pretty legitimate.
100%.
So like you know what I mean? Like we have that as well. Like it's just like I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't want to sound like cocky or whatever. It's like I'm just like I'm really confident in those guys up there. Okay, those guys and that girl up there.
You're proud of your music.
I'm proud of our music. I'm proud of them for just like being patient and just like trusting me and Corbin, because Jacob's never really been in a band. He's never played a show.
Oh wow.
He is. I don't know how it's possible. Like he must really just sat in his basement. Like dude,
he just really worked on his craft.
If anyone with like a drum kit or an idea to start a band knew him, they should have been like, Jacob, like we can start this. Like we got this. Like he's so talented. So for him to be like never have been in a band. Like he's just like really he's like, all right, like there's no like there's not like a lot of ego. Like we just work really well together.
You
like I could gush about them all day. Like they're great.
Your chemistry is really, really on point.
Thank you.
Like 100%, you know, and with it being like Jacob's first band.
Yeah, he's never played a show.
That's insane.
Like all this practicing and stuff. Like,
come on.
Let alone like doing these interviews and this like the mini doc and this podcast. Like that's all new to me and stuff too. You know what I mean? But like I'm like okay, I've been around some stuff like that at least. But like with all my freaking experience. But
sure.
But like Jacob's like. Just like he's just all about playing this. Like he's always got a new song. I think he just plays, and it's like okay, that shows. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see, and again, just the way hearing Kay and Jacob talk about you and Corbin, and I forgot that you and Corbin pretty much wrote this first EP. I knew Kay joined later, but I didn't know Jacob was kind of new to the process.
Yeah, we wrote the songs with our other drummer, and then we added Jacob to get our like original 4 people. Yeah, and then we had an issue with our like first drummer that we shot the first music video with. And then God bless him. And then
it's a cliche, but it's like any band you like. I swear, it's never the first drummer that stays. It's like Nirvana. No. I think Dave Grohl was like the 6th drummer of Nirvana.
They need to like drum. They need to somehow find a way to make drum kits like less loud early on in life, so more people have them.
Sure.
So that there's not like 3 drummers per scene, like right. That is playing like 9. I know that's like a stereotype or whatever, but yeah, we wrote all those songs, and then we were gonna do a music video with you, and then had we'll call it a hiccup with our drummer that led to us needing to pursue a new drummer, and we found Kay, and yeah, and like this, I'm like really confident in like these, like I said, like those 3, and like and that's the other thing. They just came in. They're like, yeah, we're going to release this EP. It's like they didn't have really any part in it, and they're just as like passionate and like happy about it as like me and Corbin. And like you can't make them do that. Like they just are. You know what I mean? Like like they know. It's like we all feel like this is just like the first. It's like let's get the EP out and like
it's the first step.
Make a name, and like the songs that we have like written. Are like we're like really confident in them, and like they're both part of those songs, so they like them a lot, and just the demos we've written are like keep us all excited. We're just really excited.
Yeah. Not to talk. This might sound bad about your EP. Your EP is great, and the songs I've done for your EP, like I've generally liked both of them very, very much. The new song I've been teased, the couple of them. I think are even better. Yeah. Like, and I don't want to like. We're kind of promoting like the EP. Like they're fantastic songs. Like they're solid. Like genuinely.
Going from like a 6 out of 10 to like a 6.7 out of 10.
It's just like it's like those are great songs.
No, I appreciate
and then you heard the new stuff. I'm like, oh, this sounds like legit. Like moving forward. Like it's really good.
And it's like the first songs are Corbin and I like finding our footing, kind of like
totally. And there's not a bad song in the bunch.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I didn't want that to make it sound bad.
No, I agree with you. It's like, and it's also you should probably, and like, song is like right. Like music is so different because like you can have like a million demos and like you're only gonna record 2 of them. So it's like you hope that you pick the right demo. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then also like I'm glad that you think that they're like you're not. I know what you're saying. Not like a step up but kind of at the same time. Like they're just like more color code.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like you and Corbin made the first one, and then Jacob was telling me he helped write.
By the way,
a new one, and it's like, that's like super good on you as a frontman to recognize like, oh, that's a good riff or that's a cool song.
Oh, that's all it's about.
Like go for it.
Jacob and Corbin are just riff machines, and like
riff machines.
They're just the total riff. Yeah, they're riff machine. No, but it really is like as simple as like I mean, they'll like, and normally if they come to they come to the group with an idea, like they have so many ideas that they have so many ideas. No, but they probably have other ideas as well. So when they specifically come to us, come to the group with something, it's probably like, okay, this is probably going to be at the very least acceptable. Like it's going to be good.
And then you do a really good thing where now like letting them take, let's say, the driver's seat. Like they feel seen. They feel like if they have an idea, they can bring it to the table, and it feels very collaborative.
I tell them all the time, and like just even when private's like, especially when writing demos, it's like I just copy and paste. Like I just have the MacBook. Like I can't play drums, I can't play guitar, let alone to the level that they can. Like I can't even play a little bit. So like without them, like they're just ideas. And like and kind of like without and like I put the voice to it all and like we make it like a song together. But yeah, there's no like I can do MIDI drum stuff or whatever, like and like try to like, or I think I could like in that scenario. But like it's like we're in a band. Like I don't want to. It's just as long as like the overall like vision of like what's happening with the song like stays consistent, we don't go any like weird places, like really you just need like 3 good parts. Like I don't
writing music's actually pretty easy.
I don't know, like for us, like I don't know, for us, like you get like a really good riff or whatever and it's like, okay, let's find a chorus and let's like find a bridge. And it's like if you're like and it's not like they can't write like 10 parts that could fit into a song and it'd probably sound great. I think they definitely could,
right?
But it definitely, it just makes more sense to me. It's just like, guys, we have like 3 really good parts. We're trying to like capture like 2.5, 3 minutes of attention here. Like, let's just milk, you know what I mean?
Trim
like
the fat.
30 seconds at a time. Like, let's just like milk these really good parts. Like,
yeah.
And then just a big old halftime chorus and then you're good.
and then you're done. Just
if I had it my way, every song would have just a massive halftime
just a big
chorus.
Halftime chorus and then we're done.
But then none of them would be big in halftime if they were all big in halftime. So that's so
if
sad.
everything's awesome, nothing's awesome.
That's so sad.
So I just thought about this. Do you play any instruments or?
I like dabbled in guitar for a little bit, like, but not really.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, when you're writing a song, it's kind of at the mercy of your bandmates to kind of come up with the core of it.
Yes.
And then after that's established, you step in and then put your lyrics and your melody on top of it. Walk me through that. How does that kind of happen, and so how do you find your lyrics?
So like for the lyrics, I just tend to write kind of. I'll just be not like all the time, but like I have like my note app in my phone. You're at work. You especially probably know how it goes. You'll be like in the middle of doing something at work, and you're like, "This is never gonna like see the light of day if I don't like write it down, or like I don't like the inspiration's not always right when you get home or right when you wake up when you have free time." So like I'm always writing and things like that, and then we'll write the song, like all the instruments and things like that, get it how we want it, and then I'll just kind of listen to it and flip through like what I got going on with my lyrics, and then usually just like a combination of like the syllables and like the melody I have in my head kind of meets up, and then once again just more copying and pasting. Just like I really do just like hit record so that they can record, and then just copy and paste parts, and then just copy and paste things I wrote like 4 months ago into this. Like it's
copy and paste the chorus.
I don't want to make it sound like super. I don't want to make it sound like too whatever.
Too artsy fartsy.
Not even artsy fartsy or like. Yeah, I guess just I don't. Yeah, screw it. Yeah, this is what we do. Like,
dude, I wrote most of my lyrics driving in a car.
So what I'm saying.
That was my thing. I would get a blank CD of her song, without vocals, obviously.
The CD.
And just listen. It was on a CD.
It was on the CD.
I would call them writing mixes.
Yeah.
And I would have like a blank song, and I would just listen to it until that melody happened.
Yep. That's basically it's just like kind of loop it, and then it's like okay, like have the melody or have some words, and then like I said, it's kind of flip through, and I'm like oh, and then that's it, which is weird. It's like I don't know if it's like unique about us or whatever, but I don't really let like the lyrical or like the song mood like dictate lyrically. Like what's happening, you know what I mean? It kind of just happens like that, I guess, in some regards. But like, I didn't hear like feeling fine. I was like, this is gonna be like a breakup, sort of like
Right.
or like start again. Like this is gonna be like a sad kind of. It's like I just had like the lyrics for it, and I'm like, oh, these ended up fitting, and I'm like, how are we gonna like? Oh, this is what the song's gonna be about.
Okay, so that was gonna be my next question. Are you? And I think you already answered it. But are you the kind of person who will write lyrics first and make it fit in a song, or you'll hear a song and they kind of mumble lyrics over it?
We the second one, yeah, because I don't want to. If you're gonna do the melody, if you're gonna like base everything around the melody, in my opinion, like you probably want like like the chords underneath it, right, to like give it like the feel for what it's gonna be, and like I want them to, make the feel. Like I want like I like the reason like Corbin's in the like we were just like messing around like and he was just playing guitar and I was like I like the way that you write. Like if I heard your guitar playing in a band, I would be like this is like what I want to hear.
Right.
So it's like it's better for me just to try to put my stuff over the top of it than it is to try to like, oh, I've come here with like a melody, it's kind of in this tempo and this key. Like I don't want to put them in a box at all. Like
gotcha.
Like ever. Like no,
I don't want to hinder them.
No, because then then later they'll be like, oh, this was my version of that, and then it's just 10 times better. I'm like, oh my god, I should have just let them do their thing.
Your lyrics are good, man. And
Thank you.
when I was talking to your bandmates, I was like, your music's fun, but I feel like the lyrics have even a deeper kind of
like a little weight to them.
Weight to them, like the cliche, like Blink-182. It's like it's fun music, but like it's deeper than that. It's just to some of their songs. So on that point, yeah, it's your music, your band's color code. It's fun.
Yeah.
But then you listen to your lyrics, like, no, this is there's something more to this.
Yeah.
You have some good. I mean, just the couple songs we did for your music videos, like, I think kind of heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some of that, where does that come from, or is that real life experiences?
Yeah, I think listening to like bands like Stained and like Seether and like Breaking Benjamin and stuff growing up because they're kind of sad, like their lyrics about they're not like super happy lyrics, like and then I just find like writing to be like a good way to express myself, so like like go through like certain life experiences, and that's just the way I like express myself, I suppose. But yeah, just like the moody like lyrical like substance, I guess. Like yeah, just like listening to like how do you like listen to Stained like growing up, and then like you're like try to write a band, you're like these songs have to be like about something. Like like these songs have to like
100%.
Yeah, it's like I was like Breaking Benjamin, I'm like I can't write a song about like freaking like cars or whatever. Like, like this has to be about like being sad or whatever. Like I don't know.
Right.
But yeah,
that's cool, man. Do you have a favorite? Let's say to bring it back to the EP. Favorite lyrics or a song that maybe someone should look out for? Like, what's your saddest song?
Saddest song is probably "Start Again."
Oh, really?
Which we already did. Yeah, I mean, like lyrically, it definitely like goes places like the other songs don't go as much. Like it's more
sure.
It like feels more raw, I guess. It's about like being like a child of divorce. And like just like what goes into that, and like yeah, just like the nasty sadness that goes in with that, and like that one, like it didn't really feel like that. That's like I said, like found those lyrics, like oh, this is what the song's gonna be about. Okay,
sure,
good, great. Like that's what we're doing here, I guess. Like okay, like I never try to like not be like genuine, but it was like it's like ironic. It's like okay, we're this.
It's like you don't want to force it, but if it's,
I was like, this is like sad. Are people gonna like this kind of? And then it just goes back to like the like if you like it, like just if other people like it, that's fine. But like you gotta like it first. Like I really like it, even though it's like really sad. Like that was the.
I was just watching a TikTok with what's his face, Rick Rubin.
Yeah,
and that's what he was saying. Someone asked him, like, do you ever keep your audience in mind when you're making music?
Like,
he's like, never. He's like, you make it for yourself.
You form your audience.
And then when you make something for yourself, inevitably, that's what your audience wants to hear. It's like if a big studio movie, that they're only thinking about their audience, like that movie's going to That's gonna
like
suck.
you don't make beer for the people that are gonna drink it, right? Like if you're just like in a no, you know what I mean. If you're in your garage, you're like, I think this beer tastes great.
If you like it, inevitably, I think other people are gonna like it.
Or this,
you know?
or they'll be able to latch on to the genuine aspect of it in some way. Like that's, like if you're gonna, it's like you're not gonna, because if you're trying to, you can't ever account for everyone's tastes. And if you're trying to generalize people in the way you're like, this is what this entire group likes about this music, it's like they don't like all of the artists from that genre probably. So like you know what I mean? Like maybe they like the voice of this one person and like this part of and the lyrics of this other guy. But like if you're trying to like just jam all that into something because you think it's what they like, then it's like you're missing the genuine,
right?
Like you're missing you. Like you said, like if you're genuine with it, people will probably end up finding it, maybe liking it, like
then it all works out.
Exactly.
You guys have your first EP wrapped up. You're already started on EP number 2. How far is that process going? You guys are cooking. You're moving.
We're just writing a bunch of songs. I don't know if it's gonna be. It's probably EP number 2. I don't know if that's like
maybe a record.
Either way, it's like because we still have all these songs that like Corbin and I wrote.
Oh, cool.
That still sound like I still think are great, and like I'm like, okay, well, like those weren't intended to ever be throwaways.
Sure.
So it's like, then we have all these songs with Jacob, that they've both worked on, that also like it all, and then like Kay is now starting to get into like drumming on the demo, so it's like, okay, how
dare she?
Right, exactly. And that's like part of my, I don't want to say job, but part of my job is kind of like, I mean, it's all like merited on like the talent and like what everything needs, but it's like, you can't just like write a whole album with like Corbin's songs and then not. It's like, sorry, Kay, these are all MIDI drums that I wrote. You just have to redo them all in the studio. And it's like you didn't. It's like, so you got to kind of. I've like kind of in my mind just kind of started like grouping them into separate. Like, okay, maybe these are just good singles. Like maybe the stuff like I'm doing with Jacob, like where Corbin's doing leads, is more like a consistent like album sound.
Well, it sounds like you have a good problem. It's like we
I
have too many good songs.
I didn't want to make it sound like that at all. No,
like Corbin's got 5 good songs.
I got
5 good songs.
I like them all. I don't like all of them, but
that's good.
I love Color Code. I love our music. Like I listen to it. If you don't listen to your own, like if you're an artist,
is it bad if you listen to your own music? Because I'm so guilty of that.
No.
Like if my band ever came up with a good song, I would.
Yeah, do you like it? Yeah, I was like, do you like the fucking song? Like,
it's like you said earlier. We would try to write the music that we would just like.
Yeah.
To
so
hear.
Of course you'd be like, and then the fact that
maybe
like, and then you go to someone like Kevin, and it just sounds incredible.
Great.
Like he makes people sound way better than they are.
It's always been
not everyone. Like some people go in there and he makes them sound like they deserve the level of talent that Kevin's giving them, but he makes us sound better than we are. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to that. Like I love that song. Like I wrote about things in my life. Like Corbin wrote the riff.
I'm like, this guy knows exactly what I'm going through. These lyrics.
It's like, God, so relatable.
Oh my gosh, this is so relatable.
Yeah, but it's like, and then like just the memories attached to working on it. It's all fun. Like I don't know if there's like a camp of people that are like, don't listen to your own. It's like like I said, I'm coming from it where I think like all of it.
I think that's the cool thing to say. Like I just like, it's like Johnny Depp in his movies, right? Like, I've never seen a movie of my own. It's like, really? They're really good.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah, exactly. Oh, you haven't watched it? Yeah, it's like,
you should really watch Pirates of the Caribbean. It's really good.
Like, what? Like, yeah, dude. Like,
I think the cool thing to say is you don't listen to your own music. Obviously, that sounds badass. But like, I don't know. I think
it, not all the time, but like especially
not obsessively, but it's good. Like if you work on something, you're proud of it. If you were a good painter, you'd look at that painting.
And it's like let's be clear, like the new car smell wears off. It's not like 2 years later I like have it in my playlist necessarily, but like especially and like it's if I listen to it on Spotify, it's one more listen or one more stream or whatever. Like I'm gonna listen to my song. Like
we're telling ourselves it's okay, but if someone like gets in your car or turns on your phone and it's playing.
So that's what I'm not. So that's what I'm not. That was in my mind when you asked me the question. I was like, I'm not gonna like make other people listen to it. Like
that's bad.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you should check out my.
Is there anything worse than that?
When they talk or get their phone on, then it's like, it's
brutal.
like, it's like. yeah, when you show someone your song and they're like not saying anything, it's like, okay, they're actually, but like, yeah, you do the thing where it's like, it gets to the bridge and they're like, so where are we getting food? And you're just like, this
sucks.
It's like you like they can't think about it like this, but it's imagine like I was dancing for you, and you just in the middle of my dance, like you just started being like, so where are we getting pizza? And I'm like, I got there's 16 bars left in this dance. Like,
this is my heart.
This is my heart and soul.
Not only that,
you care about Pizza Hut more.
But if like a friend or a family member who means well, or like, have you heard Josh's new song? Hey, everybody, let's listen to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just say more than 2 people.
Yeah.
That is the worst. That is my. Yeah. They mean well, but that is my personal hell.
Like, yeah, don't go. It's like don't go showing that to everyone. Like
it's like the nicest thing you can do. They're proud of you. They want to show you the song, but like
we're at a party.
If
like,
you're playing your music in front of people and everyone's listening to it.
Unless that's what they're there for, unless they're at a listening party.
Unless you're at a concert, don't do that.
Yeah, unless they have showed up, unless they shoot up, Jesus. Unless they got there, showed up, cut this.
Unless they arrived.
Cut it. No, yeah, unless they arrived and they were like, I expect to hear Color Code's music and I expect to see Josh and Corbin. Okay,
supporting friends and family, man. Just the worst.
Quit being so dang supportive.
It's like there's nothing worse than like a hometown show. It's like if you can play in front of like 500 strangers or 100 strangers versus like 50 people you know, that's infinitely more scary.
Especially when they're like, yeah, I came from like St. Joe, and you're like, you drove?
Brutal.
Like you drove just no.
It's brutal.
It's like you'll never understand this. It's like you're acting like you understand, but you don't get it. But these strangers do.
These strangers know how cool it is. Is there gonna be you guys can do like an EP release show or anything like that, or any Kansas City bangers with?
Yeah, we're trying to. We had a show offer that we were ready to take, and then one of our band members, our brothers, getting married in the band. So
yeah, I heard. So congrats to Jacob.
Yes, well, Jacob's getting married, and then Kay's brother's getting married. So
cool.
There's a show that we were gonna do, and then it's on the day of our brother's wedding.
Weddings, man.
We're kind of like, we do want to have like, we've also been kicking around like the idea of like an EP listening party.
That could be
I'm
cool.
not sure like how, like logistically, like how that would work. It's like if you rent a place out, like are you just renting out like a corner of a room? Because then it's like you said, then you're listening to your.
Look how good we are.
You're listening to you're having like a listening party when someone else is also having some sort of. So like we were like, we're kind of toying the idea of that around as a way to like promote the EP. But yeah, we're basically in like show mode, like get ready, like we've been practicing, like kind of getting all the gear and everything acquired, ready to go, and then within 6 months for sure.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, like it's time.
It's time,
it's
baby.
Time.
It's time. No,
yeah.
That's gonna be fun. I mean, the music's obviously there, and it'll be the band's first show.
Yes,
like that's a big deal.
Jacob's first show.
Okay, so first EP.
Dude, that's crazy.
First band show. Jacob and maybe Kay's first show.
I think Kay's played a few shows, but I'm not going to speak for her, but she seems as excited as if it was their first show.
That's exciting.
And me and Corbin are too, because like Corbin and I were in like some like heavier, like kind of like more metalcore style bands, like back in the KC scene days, and like so we know like. It's just funny here. I was like, can we play a show now? It's like, can we do this? Like, how cool? It's like, let's just wait. Like, just be patient. Just trust. Like, we've been here. Like, and I was like, how many shows do you think we're going to play in Kansas City, like, this year? And they're like, hopefully a lot. And I'm just like, no. Like, hopefully, like, 3.
I like that. I feel like you guys.
It's like they have, like, the youthful, like, go-get-'em energy where it's like, this is so exciting and fun. And Corbin and I are just like, oh yeah, like we remember when we were like this, and that kind of motivates us too. Like, not that they're great like with it, they're not like being like, it's not like they have like bad ideas or anything, but it's like it'll one thing at a time. Like we got all it. It's like there's a lot that goes into this, and then like once it's all set up, like as you know, it's like like we're just going. Like as soon as you play the first show and like get everything set up, it's like now it's just like
it's like you have all the time in the world to like release your first record. And it's kind of the same thing with your first show. It's like you can take your time with it.
And then after that, it's like you gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, but I love your approach to it. I feel like you guys work really hard and you take everything like super seriously. Yet you're not putting like pressure on yourselves.
Right.
And that's so key. It's just like the first show happens when it happens. Yeah. The first record happens when it happens.
It's like soon, but like it's like all the ducks aren't in a row.
We're going to do our best, but my gosh, if we don't hit that, I'm really bad at putting like imaginary deadlines on things.
We should be better about it, but yes.
No, like you guys are great like with edits or projects or whatever, like it's got to be done by this date, and if not, and then I'll take a step back, or usually my wife will remind me, like, what happens if you don't hit that deadline? Like, who made that up? I'm like, I did.
Right.
It's like, can you break it? I'm like, well, technically, oh my gosh, yes. Like, it doesn't matter.
And then you're like, that's the best editing I've done in like a week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more relaxed, I'm more free.
Totally.
This is great.
Like it's good to put like standards on yourself or whatever.
Standards, but like you said, like
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You know?
Just don't get lost in the plot trying to like.
Don't get lost in the plot.
Don't get lost trying to run around and make it happen.
Where you're putting so much pressure on yourselves that like breaks the band or hurts the fun. You like keep it fun.
It's just all about fun.
It's not like it's like if we don't get a hit, my kids aren't eating.
No, we were looking like not even like obviously like this is like we treat it like a job, but we were like looking just as much as getting like White Castle.
Yeah,
and like Kay has never been to White Castle. Like, oh my god, Kay, you're gonna love White Castle.
It's fun.
Like, we we just like ate, had a little fun, like, and it's like I'm not gonna like make everyone like. It's like, no, this is a business trip. It's like, no, we're like not
totally.
We're not like it's like we're also like pretty young. Like, there's no need to
super young, and it's like even bands that let's say like really break and do the real deal, and you watch like the behind the music. How often are they like, man, that first record or that first EP or those first songs we wrote or before it got complicated, like those were the happiest times of our lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the same thing. You know, it's like keep it fun, take it with a grain of salt, and just like enjoy it. And like what you just said, going to White Castle or a road trip, and like whether you think about it or not, like that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like this is it. Like this is the band. Whether you're making millions of dollars or you're just scraping by.
I'm gonna be driving down I-70 at some point, like passing the White Castle.
This is the best, you know. Like
I was telling
enjoy
them,
the little wins.
That's funny. I was telling them in the car. I was like, if this thing goes how y'all want it, it's like we're all gonna have our own I-70 story between Kansas City and Columbia. Like Kay will have been driving and she'll swerve from a deer the time Corbin got pulled over. Like this and that. Like we're gonna have like, it's just like about having fun because like that was. It's just like if you're not having fun, it's like
what's the point?
And it's like you don't. I'll be damned if I like resent the songs. Hell no.
Oh my goodness.
No. I don't. And like not to say like they could never have like if like you're gonna eventually make decisions where it's like maybe you didn't like want that like some stuff whatever and like you might like be like oh I didn't want that song on the album exactly I don't like that one as much as the rest but I'm never gonna just be like the process of making this like totally sucked and we just had to do like we're not that group of people we're not like
sure
we don't and like some like a band like Slipknot with like Iowa like that sucked for them but they were like we're not like they're so we're gonna have fun like I don't know if that
we're gonna have a good time
you know what I mean like it's not like it's like we're gonna have fun like we don't have like it's like not really like we have a lot to like prove to ourselves and it's like that's about it like I don't know
you're doing it for you and I think that shows as a whole and in the spirit of us getting nicely preachy in good spirit. I'm kind of doing this podcast more or less like maybe for my 17-year-old self. Like
dude.
Like if he was if he was listening to this, like what advice or what information could he glean? And you guys are just kind of getting started, but you have a full EP coming out. You're working on your next record. You have, which I think the hardest part about doing this is like 3 other humans that you jive with, that you enjoy getting along. And I think there's probably a lot of people, like 17-year-old me would have felt like, oh, I want that. Like, oh, I can't wait to get to that. So in that spirit, I got to ask you, like, talking to that 17-year-old version of me or yourself or however you want to look at it, like, what advice would you have to younger you or people trying to get to the position that you're in?
Like, first off, like, you're still, like, a baby until you're, like, 25, 26. So just, like, doesn't matter if, like, 21-year-old whoever, like, did this or did that. Like, if you're 25 with, like, you can have, like, a whole, like, 15 years from 25. Like, you're, like, 40, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of time to, like, do things, and, like, just don't worry about, like, putting that pressure on yourself, like, to do, like, just surround yourself with good people, and, like, just continue, like, pushing and, like, pursuing the dream, and, like, you'll, like, I never imagined, like, writing, like, Color Code, like, was not even, like, when I was, like, with, you know, Kevin Kopel, like, when we were doing, when we were doing Major Thrill, like, I wasn't thinking about Color Code. Like, I, like, still had that, like, if you still want to write songs, like, continue to write them, like, you'll find people to write them with, and, like, whatever like, if you like it, just do it, and if you're right, and other people like it, that's great, but, like, that passion people will see that, and, like, want to be, like, involved, like, you'll be able to, like, positively, like, impact, like, situations and things like that, just as long as you're being, like, genuine, you know. Also, start learning a fucking instrument.
Well said. I
also, like, start learning to play the keys now.
I love that advice, man. Something that I struggle with, and I'm getting better at it, is I've always felt too old.
See,
like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I've always struggled with age. Like,
it's crazy.
Like, one of my favorite
You're
bands.
You're so youthful.
Thank you.
You're so youthful. Like, yeah, that's crazy you say that. You're, like, the least old person ever.
I've always felt old, and, like, or I always felt like I was behind, maybe. Maybe that's a better way to say it.
I relate to that.
Yeah, and
you're like, dang, they're 21, I'm 24.
Exactly. Like, you really hit a nerve when you said that. Like, one of my favorite bands broke before they were 20. So when on my 20th birthday, when my band went aluminum, you know, maybe sold like 85 records. Yeah, to quote Larry the Cable Guy.
That's funny.
I felt like a failure, and I was like, oh, I missed it, and I missed it.
I used to feel that way all the time.
All the time,
comparing yourself to, like, people that have, like, record, like, they already have a record deal, like,
yes,
relax,
or really thinking like it's over. It's over, you know. And luckily, now that I'm 33, the older I'm getting, kind of like what you said, the more I'm realizing how young I am.
Yeah, it's like you're still good.
I love how you said it. It's like once you're 25, you have another 15 years before you're 40. And even 40 is young. You know,
right,
you're not 65.
As long as you're doing something with your time.
Yeah, as
like,
long as,
and it's genuine, like, and related to the field that you want. Like, it'll you know.
It's not, you know, not to be super cliche. It's not the destination. It's like, as long as you're progressing.
And if you're obsessed with the destination, like, you're not going to learn anything from any of the journey. And you're going to get there, and you're going to be like, I don't get this.
We should start a podcast.
We totally should.
But no, it's so true. It's like the destination, like, no matter what goal you hit, once you hit it, it feels good for a moment. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, what's next? Well, so, like, it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like, the journey and, like, the road trips.
And especially having a goal that's as, like, big as, like, I want to, like... Because, like, I don't know really anyone else that does, like, what I'm, like, trying, like, what we're trying to do. I don't know a lot of people that have mutual friends with people that do what we're trying to do. It's a hard thing to do. And I'm not saying, like, we're going to do it or not, but it's, like, really hard. So it's, like, your, like, perspective is going to, like, change, like, within your goals. So if you're just, like, super, like, way too, like you said, if you don't, like, stop and smell the roses, like, and your perspective, like, never changes, like, you're not gonna, I just feel like that's probably not good. Like, I don't know exactly where I'm going with that, but
no,
you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't mean to glaze over. I love that note. Let me switch the cards real quick.
Yes, can I use the bathroom too?
Yes. Take a quick break. And we're back after your words of wisdom.
Yes.
I like how you said how hard it is to do what you're doing.
Or to try to, yeah. It's like, I'm not gonna, like, I don't know really anyone in, like, a tour, you know, like, obviously you hope to, like, when you network. I guess I know, like, one person, like, that I, like, knew, like, a while back in the Major Thrill days. Like, shout out Derek Berry. But, he, you know, his band's kind of popping off. They're doing their thing.
Awesome.
But, I mean, like, other than that, like, you know, it's, like, a very small group of people And like even if it seems like it's so like oversaturated and stuff like that, it's like you don't. It's like, where are all these people? Like, it's like there's not a lot of them.
I think it's hard doing anything worthwhile.
Sure.
And it's like almost like when you're doing something that's like actually important, it feels like you're wasting your time. Or it feels or it feels like you're moving backwards.
Yeah, it's like I think music's like actually important, so like I agree.
Yeah.
It's like like music's super important.
When you stick with it, it's like whether you're doing the thing you want to do or not, it's like a year's going to pass anyways. 2 years will pass anyways. 5 years will pass anyways. And when you look back on it, it's like, did you get after it? Did you do that thing you wanted to do?
My dad and I like to fish. So we go out to like Wyoming. We know this guy. He's a really good dude. He's a guide. Very different life than a lot of people. Like, like he can pull a bug out of the water, tell you what that bug is, like tie a version of that onto your line, like tell you where to throw it, and you'll just catch a fish, like a master, right? And like I just remember him, like he lives in this place that's like in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, like with like a post office and a gas station on some trailers, and like but some of the best water like in the country, you know what I mean? He just was like, I remember just being like, do what you love and the money will come. And it's like after having a blast of a day with him, like he's like, do what you love, like, and the money will come. And then we paid him, and like he's like, that's his job. Like,
no kidding.
It's just like, yeah. So it's like he just loves, like, it's like such a crazy thing. Like he just lives out there in like the middle of nowhere, just like does like guide fishing, like you said, and like it's like almost like, and like that's important to him. It's almost like it's almost like do what you think's important.
Yeah.
Like, and then like it just comes down to being genuine. I don't know, but that's the key word. Anyways, we handed this guy like $800 at the end of the day, so he's doing all right. So yeah, it's like he's making money. So like ironically the advice: do what you love, and the money will come. Oh,
do
by
what
the
you
way,
love,
here's your money,
and the money will come. Here's the money.
Yeah, here's the money that you got from showing us the thing you love to do. Like,
yeah, it's scary doing that and trusting that process. But I do think not only do I think that's true, I think you'll make the most money doing that.
You're like you're like a waiter that's just like constantly getting like if you love serving tables, like you're gonna get way more tips.
Yeah,
people are gonna be like, this person loves what they're doing. Like I had more fun with, or like whatever the value they add to that experience is. Like
sure,
like because if you love doing it, like you're gonna versus me like trying to serve, like I'd make like half the money as someone who actually wanted to like be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like if you don't. It's like why you pick music,
I get it, man.
I love music,
like I recently just quit my very corporate lifestyle.
Round of applause.
Yeah, to make it about me again.
Yes.
And that was a scary move, and it was a good paying job.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Had the company car and stock options and all the little boxes you
like
wanted.
Health insurance.
Stuff to live. Versus like I'm gonna support my wife and 3 kids with a camera,
right?
Which is terrifying, but
scarier
it's just
than
like
the first thing.
Yeah, but dude, it's just like your dad said, it's like do what you love and the money will come. And I just know like going down this path, and for anyone trying to, what do I do or what direction do I take? I just think if you with making smart decisions and in good time, double down on something you genuinely like doing and can be good at.
Especially if people tell you you're like decent at it.
Yeah, and you really like it. Yeah. Like I just think like your path will find its own way.
And like odds are if you like something, you're probably decent. Like I don't know many people that really like something and try to pursue it, or just like awful at it and try to pursue it for like long periods of time. You know what I mean?
You can't be like delusional about it. Like
that's what I mean. Yeah.
You can't be like 5'8" and be like I'm gonna play in the NBA or
like
whatever. It's got to be a happy medium.
I guess my point's more like you can tell like Jacob and Corbin like truly love the guitar.
Totally.
Like it's like you can it's like okay like they're it's like you can just tell like with the passion and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like dang.
Yeah. It's just it's hard to find your path, and I think we're all still trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
like you said, let's be patient with it. You know,
Yeah.
be patient with yourself. I liked the advice you gave. It's like, be patient. You're young.
Just figure it out. Yeah. Like,
Take your time with it. Like you never thought, like, if anyone's frustrated where they're at, it's like you never thought you would be in this band in this situation right now, and it's arguably like the best or happiest you've ever been.
After putting all the pressure on myself from like a prior project, and
Yeah.
just like basically failing. It's like,
Totally.
oh, okay. Well, this ends up being better. So like it's just like just stay the path.
It's like you realize how like stupid you are. It's like you think like not you, but like in
No,
general,
I'm
just
an
like
idiot, but
just like I'm talking about myself. Just like it's like, oh, if this doesn't work, like it's over. You know, like the pressure we put on ourselves, and then a year goes by, you're like, oh, that wasn't the thing. This is the thing.
And it's like, you know, there's like luck, but like if you just keep at something, there's more chance that you're like ready for a situation as well. Like like you said, you're like, I'm gonna do this so this happens, and it's like, well, now I've developed all of these skills, and there's this like offshoot of what I thought. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I wasn't like prepared or hadn't worked like hard enough to do that, like you can consider it luck, but it's like you also like if you're not ready, like luck is just being ready for like the situation.
The equation for luck that I heard it's like
opportunity equals and preparedness. Like
it's
equals,
like exactly. It's like the way I heard it was luck is hard work plus timing.
Yeah,
that's luck. It's like you got so lucky. It's like, yes, I did, but it's like. But I also, like you said, like you worked hard enough that when that opportunity opened up, you were ready for it.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like if the right person hears you, it's like if a person that makes business decisions likes what we're doing, it's like it sounds like we like put ourselves in a position for that. Hopefully,
totally.
like it's kind of luck, but like like music's kind of like chips too. It's like you're not ever like it's like just because like no one's ever just gonna listen to like 16-hour. No one has a 16-hour playlist of Color Code. Someone probably has a 16-hour playlist with Color Code on it, and they probably don't just find the Color Code song and put it on repeat. Like it's like, oh, like sometimes you're in the mood for like salt and vinegar, like sometimes you're in the mood for barbecue. Like as long as we're on the shelf,
as long as we're at the barbecue,
as long as we're as long as we're on the table and people like can see us and they're like, oh, that does like those little smokies look delectable. I'm like, I might try one.
I love the analogy.
No, but yeah, it's like you didn't get lucky that there. It's like you're not lucky that they didn't taste terrible. You know what I mean? It's like they're supposed to be good and they were. Like I don't know, but I don't know.
But back to our
in the weeds there. But sorry,
our silly analogies. Like on that note, one of my favorite phrases of late is, "Are you organized for what you pray for?" You know, and to that goes back to the whole luck thing, where it's just like, if you want this thing or you want something to happen, like, what are you actually doing today?
Yeah.
Even if it's the smallest step.
It's like
send that email, pick up that guitar, set time aside,
like
time box, whatever you got to do. Just start itching your way towards that goal.
Past performance dictates future results. I'm not gonna take fully credit for like you know who you are if you told me that and you're watching this, so I appreciate you.
That's a good one.
But yeah, it's like you know, like success favors the prepared. It's like all the same stuff. It's just like it all boils back to just like work hard and like you'll get you like I don't know how it works. Like you just like work hard and like people will just eventually. And then the people that didn't like you at first, like maybe you're popping off, maybe they like you then because it's like a trend thing. Like who knows? Like, you're able to win people over in all sorts of ways. So it's like
that's a losing battle, right?
I know, but I'm just, you know what I mean though?
I struggle with it. It's like I feel like you could put too much pressure on yourself to like be liked by everyone or whatever. It's like it doesn't matter.
I just feel like it's almost like the people that didn't like you before, now that you're popping off, they might like you. Sort of thing. So it's like even if you don't get those people on the first go around, like they might see something about you that changes their mind or like whatever. It's just like
we're all just trying our best, right?
I like I love the songs that I wrote and I hope I'm right and that everyone else or we're right. Like I'm pointing up there like I'm talking about like
the band.
The big man up front. No, it's just big man up top is really just Corbin and Jacob K. But no, but like it's like if we're it's like we like that's where the career aspect comes from. Like if we're right about Color Code, then that would be really cool. But like at the end of the day, like you're gonna have this whole like body of work that like we all contributed to and all this stuff, and it's like they're not gonna stop playing guitar. Like they'll eventually, I'm sure, end up doing something. Like Jacob especially is gonna end up doing something with guitar, like with his life. Like there's no way. Like he hasn't like he said, he just loves playing guitar, so he just plays it, and like he ended up finding this band, and it's like he's got like this situation in his lap that like not like we're giving you this, Jacob, but it's like for in his perspective, he's like, all right, cool. Like not to speak for him, it's like I'm in a band now, like I did it, like we got the
it's a big deal. It's
we're
fun.
moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's like if Color Code like never worked out, it's like, well, now at least like a bunch of people know you're really good at guitar and like you're gonna get something from that, and like it'll just all like work out, like I think like especially like Kay is like super young, like so she's kind of like we were like back in the day where it's like, oh, if I don't do this by this time, like
right,
not like I feel like it's hard to not put that kind of pressure on yourself, like when you're like, especially like
I think everyone goes through it.
Yeah, it's like, and like all the, not to like total weird segue, but yeah, like talking about that earlier, I just used to like, it's like all like the rappers are like so young now and everything. I sound like, oh, all the rappers, but like it's like that like 2018 wave of like kind of like trap, kind of like people will call like mumble rap or whatever.
Right.
Those guys are like 19, 20. It's like crazy. It's absolutely insane.
But so it's also like those people that you could be jealous of that popped off early.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Name any artist. It's like if they popped off when they were like 20 years old,
they're usually
it's
not.
So easy to be jealous of. But let's just say 10 years in the future, it's like do you want to be them?
No, it's like
with face tattoos and their
it's
biggest
almost like football. It's almost like football players in a way. Not like, I mean, like that's a different beast, but it's like they're in like the prime, like physical prime of like their like lives, and like most talented is and they're like 19, 20, 21, but like by like 26, like unfortunately like 27, 29, like depending, it's like dang, it's like they like did all their stuff like super, I don't know.
It's like maybe we're just jealous. Like if I played the NFL, like I would hate my life right now.
That's not what I mean. It's just
I would say the same thing.
Right.
I'm totally teasing.
It's like dang, Patrick Mahomes is the same age as me.
Yeah.
No, but it's like
the point I think we're both trying to make. It's like regardless of like how early you make it, it's not everything. And when you're 19 or 20 and your peers are doing that, it feels like you're missing it, and you're not.
And if you're trying to make
relax.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to make it like a career.
Yes.
Like if you're trying to make it a career, you cannot be like thrown off by like a 3-year pop off of like any artist. Like you're like, you want to be on like album 6, like eventually. Right. Like you don't want to worry about like the spot, like I don't know. It all comes back to just if you just keep at it.
It sounds so cheesy. It all comes back to like have freaking fun with it. Enjoy it.
I promise. You ask any of them up there, it's like what we talk about. Like I promise, we're all about having fun. But
just have fun.
It's like just literally just have fun.
Because if you're having fun with it, like this is fun. It's like we're just hanging out. We're having a cocktail. Yeah. This is fun.
Like when we go record with Kevin, it's like
it's fun.
When are we going to the go karts? Like are we going to Branson this time? Like what are we gonna do? It's like let's have fun. Like I remember we brought like a panini press into like a hotel one time and made like these like
as
panini,
one does.
Yeah, duh. And they made these like panini press sandwiches. It was so fun. Like that's almost like I don't know. There's just a lot of like already like a lot of like fun memories with like the guy, like the guys and the girl,
the guys and the lady,
the guys and the lady with the bandmates, and like it's like that's like
if you keep it fun, you can do it forever.
Hopefully.
Right?
Yeah, technically, yeah. As long as you can afford it.
That was always kind of like my mindset. It's like, what if we just kept going? Like, what would happen? It would just keep growing. Like you're like 27, 28,
20 or 28. Yeah.
It's like if you let's just say for the sake of the argument, did it for another 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's say if we hit a button, what would it look like?
Hopefully, we could double our audience.
It would be.
I'm sorry.
There would be thousands of people.
There would be 17 people.
There would be 17 people now.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you're saying though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's like if you just didn't stop and you kept it fun and just kept like every little win. Hey, we got a new subscriber today. We got someone to buy our CD today, and just like celebrated it and didn't like look down on the small victories and just kept building it, kept it fun. Like, what would happen?
Hopefully, like, you never know. It's like if you were, I was watching this video, and it's like if you were like, I forgot exactly what it said, but it's almost like if you were 10 times more confident, how much stuff could you accomplish?
Yeah. Or what's,
You know what I
what's something
mean?
similar to that? It's like, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
Right.
That one trips me up.
That's like really what they need to ask you. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do with your life? It's like, I don't know. It's like, well, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? It's like,
Yeah.
you're going to get some honest answers out of some kids.
Right?
They're going to be like, I obviously want to be a mime. Like,
Oh, if I couldn't fail? Oh, yeah,
magician. Obviously, yeah. I would like to deal cards at Harris. No, but.
Right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's just like if you can just sustain it and keep it going. And like you said, it just boils down to like, it's like as soon as you're not having fun, it's like.
It's over.
Especially if it's not doing well. It's like.
Especially if you have other humans involved and you have personalities and you got to. And it's almost use the front man's job to make sure everyone's good. You know, it's a big job.
Yeah, they make it really, if it even is a job for me, they make it really easy. I just like, oh, we'll all just cook on our own pace and like we'll all cook together and it'll be.
You genuinely have nice humans.
Yes.
Like I don't know you guys like on a deep personal level,
No,
but
Michael, we partied together.
we
It was
have
great.
we did
we did. It was awesome.
We did finish a video and had a little rap party.
Had a little rap party.
There was champagne, baby.
Yes.
No, everyone just seems like a very down to earth, good people. You
Thank
know,
you. Yeah.
like my wife just walked in on the band just a couple hours ago, and it was like everyone's super nice. You know, she gets a good vibe. You know, everyone's cool.
She was so funny. She's really nice, by the way.
Thank you.
No, I don't really know how to pickle Mike, but she was like, oh, I just like expected you guys to be like talking or whatever, like more like, hey, we were just like on our phones, like watching Princess Mononoke or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, she was really nice. Like talking to her, and she like, kind of just like said the same thing, and she had nice things to say about it. So like, thank you. Like, but yeah, it's like. Also, like working with like nice people helps. Like I haven't had to work with someone where I'm just like,
this
I don't want
sucks.
to fucking do this. Like no, like
Surround yourself with good people.
Like I love working with you. I love working with Kevin.
Oh, thank
you. And like you, like it's like the audio and the visual parts, like taken care of. It's like, oh my god, like it's like I don't, and I, yeah, it's like I try to like just keep in mind like how lucky I am to like know. It's like I'm like I just had like I just had like an idea with like Corbin, not like color code's all mine, but it's like I just had like an idea with Corbin. That's how it all starts. Like just keep in mind like it, not to be like really cliche again. It was like it really did just start with an idea, and like we haven't like done anything yet, and like we have all this stuff built up, and it's all because like we're having fun and like we believe in what we're doing, and like it just like feels like the right thing to do, I guess. So like, just like. Don't keep your ideas as ideas. I don't know. Like just be like, I don't know. Just like definitely just be ready to do what you got to do to like make stuff happen for you. Because eventually you won't be. Eventually you will be 15 years later, and I will be 40. And like this can just be a conversation we had, or like hopefully like leads to something. But like either way.
It's like regardless if it, I hate the whole cliche like get signed or if it pops off or not or whatever you want to call it. Like you're doing it.
Yeah, like getting
you're
signed
doing it, man.
Getting signed is not. It's like I don't. Yeah, I guess
not
just to put it like bold. I guess it's like a not like bold statement, but it's like we like the songs. Like, are we right or not? Like
I love that, man.
That's how I feel about it, and like that's how I like talk about it like privately. Like I really do genuinely like the songs. Like I don't know that I'm gonna like put the EP on in the car and like we're gonna like go home feeling like like we're rock star. Like we don't like it's not like that. But like I really do like the songs a lot. I really do listen to them from time to time and like get emotional thinking about like how like happy and you know how it is, especially when it's like from Kevin and it sounds like that. You're just like, oh my god, I did not think. Kind of like when you give us music videos back. It's like I did not think it could ever look like this. Like you, like we're saying, it's like just and like you. Write your ideas down. It just all starts with little ideas, and it's all awesome, like really cool stuff. And I don't remember where I was going with that. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired.
You end it with a very flattering compliment to myself.
Well,
so
of course,
I'll take it. But no, you were the overarching theme of just
it's like
actually making it happen and making something real and tangible and putting in the work and.
Yeah.
I hope you feel proud of yourself and the band and the work you guys have been doing because you guys are investing in yourselves and you are doing things just for the sake of doing it. And like you said, like your ideas aren't just ideas. It's like the Shia LaBeouf thing. Just Just do
Just
it.
do it.
Don't
It's
let your
like,
dreams be dreams.
It's like, don't, because like your ideas will always stay idea. Like I'd rather like, I don't know. It's like just better to like fail than to wonder. I think like and like you learn like if you're not learning every time you fail, anyways, like whatever. Like so if it ends up being a big failure, I'm hopefully gonna learn a lot from it. Like and like it'll be I won't ever have to wonder.
It's already not.
Let's hope. Yeah.
It's not because you're like you said 100 times on this podcast. Like it's fun. You're proud of what you made. Mm-hmm. So it's not a failure.
Of course.
It's already not.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better way to end it. Before we officially call it wraps, is there any shout out or promos you want to give for Color Code or yourself or anything like that?
Shout out Michael Henthorne. That's the man right there.
Yay!
That's the man. Shout out Reach Audio, Kevin Gates.
The best.
Makes you sound crispy as all hell. He's the best. Like he's really the best. Taught me. And shout out Kevin Copel as well.
Yeah.
Taught me and Kevin Copel a lot about what we know. Kevin Copel is the reason I know Michael. Also the reason I know.
Oh, no kidding. I guess
Kevin
that's
Gates.
Right.
Yeah. Also the reason I know Kevin Gates.
He's got to come on here. I'd love to have Kevin
kind of
on
almost
here.
like in an extended like
he's great
way. Like the reason I'm even on like I know you and Kevin because of him. So shout out Kevin Copel. Shout out KC Music Scene. Trying to do our thing.
Let's go.
Like, let's pop off. Yeah, and like, shout out Corbin. Shout out Jay. Oh no. Shout out Corbin. Shout out Kay. Shout out Jacob. Shout out Frank. That's Corbin's dog. Gordon, if you end up watching this, I love you. Shout out Mom, Dad. Hi, Mom, Dad. Rita and Tim.
It's like you just won an Oscar.
Yeah,
this is great.
I will not stop shouting people out.
Thank you, God.
Yeah, right. Shout out prestigious 1 through 7 on Call of Duty. Like that was fun.
Go.
No, but I'm just kidding.
But man, thanks for making the drive up from Kansas City, Missouri to St. Louis, Missouri, which are different places. A good which are different places. A good hike. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for being on episode 2 of the Henthorne Media Podcast, which I think is still the official name. So I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
thank
you.
Let's call it a wrap.
Probably finish up my drink real quick.
Oh, that's right. This was good. The Kraken rum, I feel like blends with the lime blends so nicely with our authentic Coke. I hope it hit the spot.
It was so good.
I might make another.
I would
with cameras off.
I would.
That or a beer. We'll see. All right.
Great.
See you, everybody.
Later. Yeah, we did it.
Woo!
Good job, man.